Okay, we're live.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, King. I saw the D&D movie. I saw it with Thatcher.
I'll be right back.
Hee 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 hee. Yes. Nee beep boop beep doop boop. It's a Devin!
Hello.
Hello, Davdak.
Dab dab.
Yes, Pathfinder is kind of like D&D in that it's a TTRPG, and it's originally a separation from D&D 3. Uh, Pathfinder was widely known as D&D 3.5, but now it is kind of its own thing. And honestly, D&D 1 is copying so much off of Pathfinder. It's kind of sad. So,
Can you hear me?
I mean, like, I think it's a slight misnomer, or like, not quite accurate to say that D or Pathfinder like was D&D 3.5,
Hello.
but they're
hello.
similar.
Oh, okay, there it goes.
Yeah. Um, it just came out, like, it was very similar, and it was kind of like, actually, it didn't, like, wasn't Pathfinder made by some people who were on the D&D team, but they split?
I believe so. Essentially, what had happened was 3.5 had been around, like D&D 3.5 had been around for a while, but then the transition to 4 happened, and a bunch of the designers and uh a bunch of people from D&D 3.5 who had made or helped make the game went, we don't really like the new game, so we're going to go and make our own thing that's more like akin to 3.5, and they made their own system that was based on 3.5 but had some pretty significant changes. um so it's like made by some of the same people and has a lot of the same aspects of 3.5, but is I would definitely say is still its own game.
66666. But yeah, there's the lore. We had a person in chat asking about if Pathfinder was D&D stuff, and I was like, uh, no? But it's a TTRPG.
I'm glad to help explain.
But people equate D&D to just any TTRPG, so it's hard to say no
Yeah.
if that's the case. It's like, yes, it's a tabletop role-playing game, but no, it isn't using the D&D system.
Yeah, like
Tadder.
if I'm telling somebody that I'm going to come and play this game, if like one of these sessions is happening, I will usually just say I'm going to go play D&D, because I don't feel, because they'll probably understand what that means, and they probably won't know what I mean if I
Yeah.
say Pathfinder. So they are
It's
different, but
it's
yeah.
better for sake of ease. I do have a water bottle with me, Devin. Thank you very much. You guys, I did my makeup.
Nice.
I'm practicing makeup. That's a big, big thing. I'm like, wow, look at me go. Of course, King. There's a lot of different TTRPGs out there. Lancer is a really interesting one. Devin can go on and on about Lancer probably.
It's a really fun one, yeah, for sure. You sacrifice some story elements, but the general building of your mech and the combat system is just a lot of fun.
I like the fact that it's a mech. I'm not a big mech person, like personally, but I think it's really cool. It's just not my aesthetic. Sci-fi, not my aesthetic. Fantasy all the way.
That's fair.
But I can appreciate it. Yes, mechas and robots.
Except you pilot them.
Yeah. Anyways, are you guys excited to be here?
Yeah.
Vale might not join us, which would suck, but some stuff came up and I don't want to postpone the game any longer than it already has. Cry, 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 cry. So just think of really good questions that Vale would ask. There you go.
Oh boy.
Or have Vale watch the stream and just like text Devin what to ask. Also, I have some creepy freaking ambiance going on for like the background right now. I love it. In stream, everyone can hear it. It's freaky.
That is cool.
Twitch,
I'm
everyone
currently
can
just-
hear you stream.
Yes. I am listening to the ambience in Quest Portal.
Oh yeah, did we want to figure out scheduling before anybody gets too sleepy?
Oh, yeah. I would like to switch to Wednesdays because I know Tuesdays is Cam's game. Honestly, it would be fine any other day, but Wednesdays are like peak. I moved my chosen game to Sunday. So now I have the rest of the week free. But I would like to move. Because the partner Thatcher has gotten a job that is weekends, and that means that Thatcher would not be able to play until whatchamacallit?
It wouldn't be till like after like 9.
Yeah.
If,
And I
if
feel
we
like
did
that's just
do
a
the
little.
Saturdays.
Generally my schedule is pretty much free. During the summer I'm gonna be like doing stuff with family a little bit more often, but that's specifically happening on the weekends, so Wednesday should be as open as it has been in the past.
Yeah. I'm trying to see why StreamCord will not say that I am streaming. StreamCord knows that I'm streaming, but it has not. Huh. Is it because I am a mod? That is the question. I'm trying to make sure that Cameron's Discord is working properly. It might be because I am mod.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
All right, I got some correspondence from Vale.
Okay.
What's the news?
Well, for scheduling, first of all, as for schedules, can't do Friday or Saturday at all. Otherwise, fine. Can't go too late at night because work at 1 a.m. Eastern. So should still
Yeah.
be the latest the game ends.
I
Those are the
I
ones.
would I was thinking of doing the old chosen uh time, which would be 5 p.m. Pacific. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So that would be 1, 2, 3, like. Oh wait, no. Yeah, wait. That would be too late. Like the perfect cutoff time, but we could start earlier too. I don't have a job right now.
And that would be Thursdays?
No, Wednesdays.
Oh, okay.
And when I say we end at 10, I mean we end at 9:30 or earlier, depending on where's a good stopping point, because the rest of the 30, it starts at 5:30, ends at 9:30, and the extra hour is for pre and post.
Fair. I mean, I'm not really working right now, so any day is pretty good with me. Just not Tuesdays or late on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Though that might change, seeing as I'm moving and we'll be getting a new job at some point. So
Yeah, we'll always try to figure it out based on what we can do. Huh. Hmm. Okay, Streamcord hates me specifically. Cry. Anyways, I'll fix that later.
is
Oy.
everybody else alive?
I am here and ready to go.
Barely.
Well, do you have a preferred schedule?
I'm kind of in the same situation where like I don't really have anything else to like keep me from playing at like in the evenings when we're normally like set up. So uh I can I'm pretty much infinitely flexible when it comes to this kind of thing. So whatever ends up working for everybody else is probably cool by me.
Fair.
Cool. Okay, back to stream, whatever. Okay. Let's close this creepy eye. Go to session. Do we know if Vale is joining us, Devin? Is that a no?
No.
Okay.
Some things came up.
No, I
And sent you a message of what they Mal would want to try to get across.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, let's switch to game time.
This is going to be an interesting conversation.
Okay. Chadder. We are here. Okay. Ah! Okay. I zoomed way out on my thing. I broke it. Officially broke Quest Portal.
Oh boy.
Okay. Let us recap. Who would like to recap?
I can probably do that. So, if my memory serves, we last time, um, I believe last time we had already uh, been in town. I forget if we had arrived in this new town last game or the game before, but regardless, it was recently. In the last couple of games, we arrived in a new town. Um, we have spent some time investigating, checking out, just kind of trying to figure out what's going on in this town, seeing if any or seeing if there's any odd happenings that might be connected to our current situation. And we learned of some wailing that has been happening at midnight during or for the last several or I believe it was described as the last few days, which does coincide with the event that kicked off this whole mess. Um, so we initially made plans to go and check out what was going on with that at night, but we still had some stuff to do. So we uh, checked out the general store and met the owner, bought some things. Our little fairy friend ate a carrot and had a bad time. Um, and then we had already learned that there was a marriage that had happened at this or to the general store owner was married to a woman who shared a name with one of the sisters of the witch who had cursed us. And we figured we would go and check that out. That's why we're there. Then we met her and asked some intentioned questions to see if we could get any kind of response or like any particular response, and we did. So those of us who noticed figured she's probably the sister of the witch who cursed us. So uh, that pretty much gave us a place to start with our investigation into the wailing that had been happening at night. So we waited in the tavern, spent some time in our rooms, and then made our way down, uh, starting at the general store. We subtly broke inside, cased the place a bit, discovered the general store owner and husband of Joanna. Joanna? Joanna's the sister, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Mariah's the witch. So the husband of Joanna, in a strange, unblinking trance, sitting in a chair. Then we came across, or we explored upwards into the attic and discovered Joanna and Moriah looking younger than what we may have seen in the past, and Moriah crying, Joanna trying to console her and keep her quiet. But we were almost immediately found out. One of them, I forget which, let out a blood-curdling cry that momentarily incapacitated one of our fellows, and also the husband was activated and he began to attack. But after a very short altercation, uh, I believe it was Vale who was able to, or no, Mal. Sorry, Mal's the character.
Mhm.
My brain. Mal was able to talk the situation down and convince Joanna to have a discussion with us as Moriah presumably teleported away. Uh, so we were about to, or we ended with us kind of taking up different positions in the room and preparing for this conversation, and that's about where we are.
To fill in a single blank, the last question asked from Joanna was, "What is it you're trying to accomplish?"
So, how do we approach this? Like above table? Because Mal was pretty central to this conversation. Do we want to all just kind of like team, like be a team of puppeteers to play Mal together, or are we giving that duty to one person? What are we doing?
I think we should like talk about it, like what questions we want to ask. But it's kind of hard because it's been so long, and Mal thinks of all the best questions. So it's kind of
Well,
There's a passage of what Mal kind of wants to get across.
Sure.
So if Devin, if you'd like to pose the questions, or I can pose the questions, but we both have that information. It's up to you. If you want to kind of side side play Mal a little bit.
Sure.
If you don't want to, I can also. I just hate talking to myself.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
No worries.
immersion.
And I think it's a pretty big part of everybody that we're trying to kind of get the curse lifted from the innocent and maybe get some justice for those who are not,
I think
or
that,
against those who are not.
yeah, that sounds like a consensus. A thesis statement of our intentions.
Sounds good. So, if you want to talk amongst yourselves, did I say talked? Talk amongst
Talked.
yourselves, and kind of figure out a little bit of like who wants to go first, or you can just sit in silence and someone can pipe up. That's up to you.
I would probably say that Desdemona would try to speak up if nobody else was, but she's like, last game she had taken up a very like watchful position. She was on the other side of the room. She had kind of put herself in a place where like she wasn't a part of the conversation. She was just there to oversee and make sure no shenanigans was happening. So unless like no one's talking, she'd probably stay quiet.
No worries. All right. And the question is, what is our intentions, correct?
What is it you're looking to accomplish? Or trying to accomplish, sorry. I had it written down specifically. Yeah, she places her elbows on the table. She folds her fingers together, overlapping them. She rests her chin on her knuckles and simply looks you all over. She says, "What is it you're trying to accomplish?"
Well, this is kind of a complicated matter, but I'll try to navigate it the best I can. First off, we wish no harm against you or your sister. That should be pinnacly let known. Though we are under the impression that not everybody who was cursed really deserved it. Unfortunately, when this happened, it happened very late at night. And a lot of people who were just waking up as the fires were burning weren't able to react even if they could. Unfortunately, I'm actually a doctor by trade. Unfortunately, upon closer investigation of the bodies, it would seem an accelerant was doused on them before the fire was started, which is
Detestable, she says as her
uh,
voice cracks a little bit.
immensely. Unfortunately, by the time I had heard the cries, the voices were snuffed out almost immediately. He kind of looks grimly at the center of the table for a moment before continuing. Then, at that point, they were beginning their exile of your sister, which, again, I don't feel was right. The children had done nothing wrong. These were people driven by, I don't even know if it was by fear, by rage, maybe. Unfortunately, at that point, we wouldn't have been able to stop anything. It would have just been a bunch of other kin coming to the aid of a witch, and honestly, it's very feasible that we would have been executed at the severe numbers that would have been against us at that moment. And in this day and age, they might have had the right, not the right way, just the will of the majority of the mob, unfortunately. The house was already beginning to burn. Children had already passed. Granted, beyond those who stoked the ire of those involved, burned the home and dragged her to the outskirts, there was nothing else so late that could be done but get more people, potentially yourself included, killed. And with those who are currently cursed, those responsible, we completely understand. And honestly, they probably have it coming. Though there were many innocents in the crowd as well. There's a lot that a curse that just probably don't deserve it, such as children, those who are ill or injured, or even pregnant, elderly. And then we have to account for those who will be vilified in her wake when things do start to come to pass. There's already a cry out for Arlekin and practitioners of things people just don't understand. Their eyes looking for any proof of their beliefs. And when they see that proof, they'll act exile, murder, blaming famines or floods or plagues or deaths, accidents, poor luck. It won't matter in the end. More burned children and grieving mothers and miserable families, souls caught in the crossfire. Justice is a line, and there's definitely people who will deserve the curse, but revenge is a perfect circle, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do to help you. My sister is distraught. She is in pain. Beyond what I think most of you, if not all of you, can understand. We, at one point, when we lived together, sorry, that's the wrong accent. When we lived together, we used to practice. You know what I mean? She was the one that taught all of us. We all look up to her. And to see her this broken, I've never seen anything like it. When her husband passed away, I thought she was unconsolable then. This... I don't know how to help. She swallows hard. Now, one thing I do know is that you're gonna have to take this up with her. She doesn't want anything to do with you. But I know what you mean. Can't be easy. Do you understand the weight of what you have?
We've looked into a few magical mirrors, yes?
No, not the physical weight.
Oh, my mistake.
What the... She kind of swallows. What your curse does.
Not entirely. Just slight things that we've seen. I couldn't tell you the exact repercussions of it.
Everyone in that town will be gone if nothing is done soon. Yourselves, you might be victims too. You seem like a strong bunch, but if you ever die, you're not gonna die forever. This is a curse that when you die, you will come back, but not as yourself.
Oh. How would we come back, I guess?
You ever seen an undead? mindless creature.
Would undead be a very prevalent thing at this time?
Yes, actually. In the areas between towns that usually aren't forest, there's a very big undead problem. Like, in the plains areas where it's like hot, yeah. More like southish, there's like some undead areas.
I see. That is deeply troubling. Even if,
And you might be marked for death. Death will come quicker to you folk. Well, at least in the town. The longer you spend with people who have trouble with controlling themselves, like much of that town. It's supposed to sow the seeds of paranoia and make them turn on each other, which will make the undead problem worse, which will make more people die. It's supposed to... the entire town. She says, kind of trailing off.
I see. So even if we were to cure the innocent, they would still bear the brunt of what the others have sown, it sounds like.
Yeah. My sister is, she's quite vengeful right now. It's not to say that she can't be turned to reason, but she hurts so much, and those reminders on your shoulder are not just for you. Every time she looks at one of you, she's reminded. Anyone with Witch's side is reminded.
Kind of looks over to our compatriot Thatcher, who is from the city.
Thatcher's gonna be looking taken aback by all this information. Um, he's definitely just kind of keep quiet and just keep listening, unable to say anything really, like kind of like a pale expression on his face, like he's almost can't believe what he's hearing.
Now, what you said about the guilty and the guiltless. I can give you peace of mind that the guilty will have the misfortune first. The guiltless will fall after, though. She sees it in a way of her children were innocent. All the other innocence doesn't matter. An eye for an eye. I know. It makes the whole world blind, but try telling her that. You see, she's the oldest. She's the wisest. Well, usually. What do you know about this world's witchcraft?
I must admit, not very much.
Desdemona kind of raises her head a bit, gives a small shrug. I know a bit. Not in practice, but in theory.
Well, witchcraft here, there's a triple goddess theory, kinda. Anyways, there's the maiden, the mother, and the crone. In our little coven, she's the crone, so she's the wisest, kind of the one that's in charge. She makes most of the decisions. I'm considered the maiden. Our other sister, she's the mother. Goes in order of oldest to youngest. I can't do much to help you. All I can do is my best, I guess.
Thatcher's gonna kind of pipe up just a little bit with like almost like he has something in his throat, and he goes, "Ed, let's just say, for example, someone gets a little desperate, and if something were to happen to her, would this this curse be lifted?"
She levels her eyes with you. She stares at you for a moment, silent. I don't know. The crone's curse is a force to be reckoned with. It could fix it, or it could make it worse. I don't know.
Thatcher kind of takes a step back and kind of recoils in himself, kind of looking a little nervous, like he has no idea what to do. His eyes keep darting back and forth, and he's like almost like biting his nails.
I imagine him like biting his thumb, because you know how you like.
Yeah, like he's super stressed, but he doesn't know even what to say at this moment. He's never encountered anything like this before.
Now that you've spoken up, she kind of looks at you. She looks you over for a moment and she just goes, And then she turns her eyes away.
Thatcher's gonna lean over to what's his face? Flick, and he's gonna be like, "You think that's a good thing or a bad thing?"
That Flit was on the
You're-
roof.
Oh, is
Oh
he?
yeah, Flit is hiding because
Oh, my
y'all
bad.
didn't want him to
Sorry.
get in.
Unless he got called back down.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My bad. Sorry. It's been a second.
Flit was a part of our agreement with her as well, that they wouldn't be harmed no matter how this turned out.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He's just a boy. But yeah, you can lean over to literally anyone else.
Yeah. I guess Thatcher says that to Hazel.
I think Hazel's kind of like away from everyone next to Desdemona.
I think the three at the table are. I thought Desdemona was standing up. Thatcher took a seat very nervously. Mal took a seat and Davdak took a seat, and the witch is sitting at the head of the table.
Yeah, I believe so.
So you can lean over to Davdak, probably like, you think that's a good thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't be sure, unfortunately.
Just more panic look.
Or Nell, honey. He snaps to her. Can you make us some tea? And he just gets up and walks over to the kitchen, which is behind her.
Desdemona kind of eyes
It's
him.
an open floor plan, so you can see everything that he's doing. The dining room, the living room, everything's connected. It's just the difference is tile and carpet.
So,
Yeah.
Desdemona kind of watches him as he leaves and looks to, I said her name so many times in my what's it? No, I can't remember. Joanna. Should we be worried about him?
Oh, he's fine. He's
Fine in what
madly in love.
sense?
In the sense of he's not in any danger. You see, my parents wanted nothing more than me to marry a nice man, and as the maiden, I have to keep it. She purses her lips, looking at Thatcher and how young he is.
Ah, covers his ears.
I have to stay the maiden.
I see.
It's just for both of our protections.
Also helps him protect him with what's a good word? Ignorance, I suppose.
Yes, if I ever get caught, he'll be spared. Hopefully.
All right. I just had to ask.
It also helps for my stunning complexion, she says as she quickly returns to the young form that you saw earlier before it fades back to her older 33. So she turns 18 for a moment and then returns to a 33-year-old. Unsettling, isn't it?
Say more of a neat trick, but well, we're not in a particularly easy state then.
Well, I promised my sister I wouldn't spill the beans on where she went, but I can tell you the direction. She went west.
Is there any way for us to tell if she's being genuine about that?
Yeah, you can roll a perception, I believe.
Yeah, mine's in a similar vein, but it's more of it's more trying to catch if she has like a secret meaning. Basically not telling us, but is actually meaning something else. You know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a double speak sort of thing. I'll be right back. I need to grab my phone because it has my stats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Desdemona, I'd also like to roll a perception because she's keeping an eye out for everything and watching for lies and all that. So
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna be right back. I need to turn on my light. It's dark in my room.
Loser.
Yeet.
Oh, and so my sister knows that you spoke with me. Y'all have to take notes while the other two are gone. I'm just trying to keep this going. You can call me Ernith. Not in public. It's
understood.
my witch's name. And Mariah's. She's not Mariah. Her name is Meridnor.
Can you type the names in chat?
Yeah. These are difficult names.
Yeah.
They're witch names. I almost typed it in chat.
Oops.
Oh. And her husband? He was a Permiar. I'll type that too.
I got a 20 for my perception, not natural.
Okie doke. You assume she's telling the truth. You don't assume. You think she's telling the truth.
She's being genuine.
Yes, that she's being genuine.
Okay. After hearing that and seeing and kind of like believing her, Thatcher's gonna get up and kind of start walking away, but not too far away because he's gonna realize that there still might be questions to have, but he's ready to go.
Yeah. She also told you what to call her sister, what her sister's husband name was, and she goes, "Oh, and would you like to know the name of the children? The town had no record of them."
That would be helpful, I assume.
She points at Davdak. She says, "Prazira. She was 10 months old." She points at, let me see who's got who.
I have a
She
dead
points-
4-year-old.
She points at Hazel, and she goes, forgot how to pronounce this. Einquinor. He was 2 years old. And she looks at she looks at Mal, and she says, and then Alanis. She had just turned 4. I was just over there for her birthday party. Which strikes you as strange, because the town has not seen any visitors to her house for like the last couple years.
Can you type the names again?
Yeah.
They're in the chat right now, aren't they?
Ernest, not the children.
Oh, my mistake.
There you go.
And Prazira is the one on my shoulder, correct?
Yes. To remind you guys of who you have, Davdak, you have Prazira. Thatcher, you also have Prazira. Mal and Desdemona have Elanus, and Hazel has Ian Quinor.
Hazel speaks up and says, "Is what happened to your sister common, or was it like the extreme?"
Well, it depends on the town. But if anyone finds out that you're a Celestin witch, one of the witches before, you're good as dead. Even in this town, if someone found out. I'd be a goner. So would my husband. Well, except for the fact that I have him under a charm spell and he has no idea what's going on. He knows what's going on until he comes home at night. Then everything's blurry. Can't have him wandering up to the attic after all. She says, kind of like running her tongue over like her canine tooth, like, ah. You know how you do like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dabdak, you also understand that she's not hiding anything in her words when she says that her sister is towards the west. But there are a lot of places to the west, so good luck.
Fair.
I think at this point Desdemona does step forward and which she had not done at this point, does put her big knife away and kind of holds up her hands, like, not defensively, but like in like a I'm not gonna attack anybody sort of way. I know this is probably a long shot, but any way I could poke around upstairs just a little bit to see if there was any kind of circle left behind. That's kind of how we figured out how to come here. Understand if that's a no.
You can take a peek, but don't touch my stuff.
Of course.
I'll go with you. And don't.
I would have imagined as such.
Come on, you guys. Let's go on a field trip. She says, like, smiling, especially at Thatcher. She just kind of, like, tilts her head back and, like, almost looks down at him. With a coy smile.
Sweats profusely.
You know, boy. In another time, I think you and I could have been friends.
Is drenched? Yeah. Absolutely.
Come on.
That just gonna like take a gulp and like work up the nerve to be like, ow, what did you mean by that per se? I'm sorry, I'm just a little razzled by the news.
Oh. She kind of furrows her brows. She's like, can you not use magic?
He looks surprised because I don't think Thatcher showed her any magic, right?
I don't think so. He might have wanted to cast something, or he might have cast mage armor, I think. Or that was someone. Someone ran in and cast something.
All right. Well, I don't know if anybody else has access to mage armor. But that's definitely one of my spells. So Thatcher's gonna say, yeah, I can. I'm not really sure why. If I'm being honest, but I don't know too much about my mom and dad.
You see her. Hold on, I gotta check something really quick.
There is a spider on my desk.
Oh, friend or foe?
I think friend.
Eat it.
I'm not gonna eat it.
That's what the
It is
spider
very
would want, gain its powers.
No.
Oh my god.
That's not how Spider-Man works. It's just chilling.
That's sick.
Hold on.
Oh no, my trauma.
Oh no, your trauma.
Not the trauma.
Um, she makes a quick gesture. She smiles and she taps the corner of her mouth and she disappears from your sight.
Ah.
She you feel an arm over your shoulder, Thatcher. And she looks at you. Back to being 18. And she says, "Boy, you're funny. I could help you, you know."
Help me with what? Exactly.
She taps your chest. She goes, "Your magic is quite similar to one that I'm familiar with. Your parents were from here, weren't they?"
Thatcher's voice is gonna like crack, and he's gonna go, "You what? What did you just say? You know something about my folks?"
I don't know anything about your folks. I will know something about what you've got. Your parents were from here. Your whole family, right? You're not some other kin? She says, putting in air quotes around it.
Thatcher's gonna like, it's gonna click in his head and be like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're all human, all from here. At least I would assume so, anyways. Like I said, I don't know my folks too well."
Hmm. You know, never mind. She smiles and releases you.
That's just gonna like reach out, like this boy is like full squirrel mode, like he has no idea where to be or like how to act right now.
Grabs onto his pant leg and tucks him in the direction of the field trip.
Yeah, she starts walking towards the steps.
Desdemona follows.
You see, fuck. Ornell, sorry. I was like, Ezekiel. You see Ornell holding a silver platter with, 6, cups. She goes and she motions for you guys to take a cup first. She says, "I'm not gonna assign cups or anything, so you know that I'm not gonna poison you. I'll take whatever's left. Come."
A different character stares through Desdemona's eyes.
What?
Mina is looking through Desdemona's eyes
Oh.
incredulously.
Go ahead. It'd be rude to refuse.
Yeah, Desdemona has no reason to not take the cup.
Go one by one. Come on. She motions for them to walk up. As you walk up, you are to take a cup. She'll be the last one up because she's gonna take the last cup.
She said this was tea, right?
Yeah.
Hazel like eagerly takes a cup.
Big sippy. Yeah, so the last person up would be her, but I don't know who the person ahead of her is. Anyways, you guys are up in the witch's study.
I would just like to say, in whatever time between when Hazel gets up and Joanna gets up as well. Desdemona's gonna kind of lean over to Hazel and go, "You all right? You kind of had a tough time down there. Went down pretty quick. All right?"
Uh, Out of character, this is referring to when she like fell over,
Yeah.
or they fell over. Yeah.
All right.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay.
Uh, Hazel just goes, "Oh, yeah, it was just a little too loud."
All right. I just wanted to be sure. She gives a little smile.
My back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm back too. My mom keeps asking me if I want to eat.
Alrighty.
My
We
power,
are
I
in
did
the-
an oopsie.
Oh, that's not good. All right, then we are up in the attic.
Yes. I'm making a scene really quick.
Okay. I have a spider update. The spider was sitting on my mouse, but I gave him a little poke with a pencil because I didn't want him to be on my mouse. And he just ran up the mouse cord and is now chilling like a foot and a half up the mouse cord.
I was really hoping you were gonna say that you went ahead and ate him.
No.
Crunchy.
I don't think it would be. I think it's very small. It would probably be just squishy and unpleasant.
Hey, it's not too late. Potential storytelling powers.
Potential. Something. Maybe not storytelling powers, but definitely superpowers.
If it's a radioactive spider, it'll come and bite me while I'm asleep, I'm sure.
So, you guys walk in. There are quite a few plants, drying herbs, circles on the ground. It is very pleasant in here.
Is it similar to her sisters or quite different?
No, quite different. The other sisters seem to do a lot of potions. She seems to do a lot of plants. Kind of makes sense, because there's nowhere that... Well, maybe it makes less sense. A lot of these herbs that were used for those potions are here. And I think that was kind of a question of where did she get all the ingredients for this stuff? This might answer that. Kind of. Again, she had no visitors. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Once we get up, Desdemona is just going to be eyeing for the floor for any kind of familiar, circles or fresh circles. That might be anything similar to what we saw back in the forest that kind of gave us our direction. And possible distance, I think.
There sure are circles on the floor, but much like in Mariah's, they're circles and circles and circles and circles, and it's really hard to tell what's what without being able to discern what is magical and what is a decoy. And for those
Well.
wondering about the tea, it is a lightly spiced ginger tea. So it's got like a little bit like a cinnamony, gingery, a little bit of cardamom. Spicy.
Voice. Well. Unless, whether or not I would assume it's not, because this would be a detect magic, or in the purview of detect magic, unless an arcana check would help figure out which one's fresh or which one's which. There's not much that Desdemona can actually do. So.
Nothing, I will tell you, nothing looks fresh. This looks
Okay.
like it is inlaid. Again, like what's in Moira's? Mariah's? Sorry. Huh.
Moira.
Been watching too much Overwatch clips. But yeah, like what was in Mariah's, it's very carefully laid out.
I don't think Desdemona ever actually saw Mariah's, so
Yeah.
she would
Well,
have no clue. But
Yeah.
for everybody else,
All this looks very
intention.
intentioned and old and everything. Something you do see. You see an identical mirror to the one that you buried on the wall.
Mirror, mirror. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Mm,
You go ahead.
no, that's fucked up. I'm not gonna say that.
Say
Yeah,
it, even though
Desdemona.
you don't say it. I want to know.
I was gonna say, mirror, mirror on the wall, how many children had to fall?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Now you're super cursed.
Ultra cursed.
Now Joanna curses you as well. Or Irnith, whatever you want to call her at this point.
Yeah, Desdemona gestures at the mirror and kind of nods towards it. I believe one of my compatriots pulled something like that out of the house that was going to be destroyed. I hope you don't mind. We figured it might be the kind of thing worth saving. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe. If you let it get broken, that's an interesting thing to happen.
We did not, if my memory serves.
Good.
We didn't, right? Did we break
didn't.
it?
You buried it.
Okay, yeah.
She goes and she walks up, and she looks back at Thatcher. She's like paying very close attention to Thatcher, and he's probably very uncomfortable. Anyway, she looks at Thatcher and she taps her fingers against it. And she goes, "This, my friends, is a witch's mirror." I know, very original name. But it lets you see into... She, like, lightly taps it, and, you see her reflection. She is 18, once more. But only in her reflection. She goes, "You see into the magical. Now, we don't really need this. We can simply see it. Thanks to Big Sis. Now, what this is good for, we can communicate through it.
Ah.
We used to, at least." She goes, "You get a pair of these, or even a set, and bada bing, or not bada bing, and boom." Sorry, not Italian. And boom. There you go. You got a nice little communication device over as far as you want it to be. As long as they have the same.
Who
And we're-
has... Oh, my bad.
And they were made by the same person, that is.
Who has the mini looking glass?
I believe Desdemona still does.
Thatcher's gonna come up to you and be like, "Do you think maybe they've been able to hear us this whole time through that little look in the glass that we got?"
Well, she said that it only works if they're made by the same person, so. And now that that's out in the open, because I'm guessing she probably heard
She just
Desdemona.
raises an eyebrow.
Desdemona, like very carefully opens up her coat and pulls out the looking glass to make sure that it's clear she's not like grabbing a gun or anything. She takes out the looking glass and kind of gestures and flips it around and holds the handle out towards Joanna.
Well. Isn't this interesting? Now, how did you come across this?
It was a group effort, but we made it.
And who enchanted it? Who touched it and made it work?
That would
Sweats.
be your little apprentice here, I suppose.
Oh, come on, don't say that.
She goes,
I assisted, but his was the magic touch.
Interesting. What did you say your name was, boy?
Thatcher Hugh Montgomery, ma'am.
Ugh, don't ma'am me. You can just call me, She does the thing where she, like, rests her tongue on her canine and she gives you a wide smirk. You can call me Big Sis.
Oh no.
Congratulations, you've been adopted.
Oh no.
Again.
Sure. I suppose I can do that.
She lets out a hearty laugh. You don't have to, but don't you dare ma'am me again.
That's gonna go. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, you can use your fancy little glass and take a look at our masterwork here.
And Desdemona shrugs and flips it back around in her hand and starts searching around the room with the glass in front of her face.
So much shit lights up in this room. Oh my god. Some of the jars, some of the plants, some of the stuff, like just little knickknacks. Some of the circles on the ground, you see a couple, like, overlapping circles. Some of the ones on the edges, stuff like that.
Is anybody standing in any of the circles that are lit up?
I mean, yeah, you guys are standing all over him. That's the only place where you can stand. Well, kind of.
Desdemona, with her proclivity for magical knickknacks, is... her brain is vibrating.
Anyways. Yeah, so... this is my study.
I feel like at this point, Thatcher would kind of like start putting two and two together, and he's gonna pipe up and go, "So, I still don't understand where my magic comes from, but all this and me making this little looking glass work, am I a witch?"
Boy. Being a witch is a choice. But yes, your magic does originate from one. At least I assume. Perhaps your mother or your father was one. Perhaps you can ask my sister. She was, I don't know, wait, when were you born?
Thatcher is 17. Yeah, I believe Thatcher is 17. I don't remember where I wrote it down though.
Let me look at. Oh. 17, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That means that. I'm trying to see where she was when she left. I believe she was married off when she was 18, and her sister was married off a little bit later, or it's the other way around. I don't remember. That's what I'm trying to figure out really quick. Oh, she goes and she says, "Oh well, let's see. Oh, you were born before I got, or after I got married. So I'd already left." So, unfortunately, I don't think I know who your parents are. You know who might, though. Like I said, Big Sis. Hell, she might even been more familiar with your parents. I don't know.
Thatcher isn't gonna say anything, but he kind of just like takes a second to think about what she said.
Anyways. Yeah. Good luck with that, kid. Don't let anyone know, or else you'll get lynched. And just say your daddy was another kid or something. It'll save your ass one day. You're young enough to pull off that excuse. Anyways, whole revelations aside, anything else you need?
Well, my intention was to try and see the circle your sister may have left behind when she made her exit, but there does not seem to be anything new up here that I can see as far as
Oh, yeah.
witchly circles.
You're not gonna find anything. New, that is. And unless you know exactly what you're looking at, you're not gonna know anything. She smiles, and she leans down and she squats down and she pats the floor. She goes, "You see, my sister taught me how to make it look like, well, just a bunch of random circles. I mean, you walk in here, you know it's a witch's study, but you don't know exactly what I'm studying now, do you? Aside from the plants."
Oh.
And
I
yes,
do suppose.
You see an identical circle that would be in Mariah's. Unfortunately, your character did not go there, but they have two circles. No, just one circle that is identical.
They went there. That's how we got the mirror piece,
Uh,
I think.
Desdemona
Desdemona
did
did
not
not.
Oh.
She didn't go because she's very visibly not human, so she didn't go on the incursion back to town that brought back the mirror.
Oh, you're right. That's my bad.
go. No, if Davdak or Mal looked through the mirror, they would know exactly what they're looking at. Not exactly what they're looking at, but recognize some things are similar. Just throwing that out there.
Might be the way she got to there without anybody realizing somebody was visiting.
Yeah.
Gasp.
I forget. She was also a maker of medicines, correct?
Yeah.
Davdak has probably been observing that wall, particularly.
Well, she didn't make medicines, but she dried herbs and preserved, like a bunch of different stuff. She made a lot of dried herbs. Now, she did have some tinctures, but they look identical to the ones that were in, Mariah's.
Oh, okay. So more alchemy based.
She has some alchemy-based things, but hers is more like easily put, more green witch. Like she grew and dried herbs and used like there was like an altar and like a little place to like, burn stuff. But aside from that, like there's no real, like none of the little like bubbly boys. Like she had the stuff to make like, say, rose water, like not extractors, but like it's a certain thing that you use. You like you boil water and then like it sweats, basically sweats out rose water. Yeah.
Distillation?
Distiller? Yeah, something like that. But yeah.
Well, I think I'm out of questions, but at least pertaining to this, on a slightly lighter note, and Desdemona kind of eyes some of the like herbs and whatnot. You sold me some spices down in the general store. You got any more interesting spices up here you might be willing to part with?
You're funny. What you looking for?
Just about anything, honestly. Anything that makes food taste better than when it's without spices. I try to keep a little collection of flavor enhancers.
She goes and she looks around. She grabs a couple things, switches them from jars. And then she takes a couple, she mixes them together. And she hands it to you. Try these. No, I'm not telling you what they are. Try them. They're not
Fair
poison.
enough. I already drank your tea. If I figured you were going to poison me, I knew what already happened. And she'll take some and just kind of like lick her finger and tap it into the powder or whatever it she's being given and licks it off of her finger.
She gives you a couple.
Okay.
We'll say the first one you tried is like, it's kind of like, It's almost it reminds you of the tea. It's like cardamom and a little bit of like cinnamony, like just spice. The next one you try, you ever had Chinese numbing spice?
I have not.
It's exactly like it sounds. It's spicy, but it numbs your mouth.
Huh.
I see.
Feel like I
Spicy.
probably should have taken that one last.
It's got a good flavor.
Mull both
use
of
it.
that then.
Well, yeah. Less is more. And then you just got a couple other little ones. I'll describe them later when you go to cook them. I have to
Yeah.
remember my spices.
Then
Oh, onion
Desdemona pulls
powder,
out.
garlic
Onion powder.
powder, and
Nice.
dried ginger.
Nice. Yeah, Desdemona will pull out a few of her own little jars and they'll do a little trade.
And she goes and she's like, ooh, and takes jars. Fucking witches love jars.
I'm a poser witch. I can't do magic, but I sure do like my spices.
Get her a jar. Witches love jars. But yeah, so she's like, well, anywho. That's all. No, you can't use any of my circles. No, you can't use anything else. I'm not giving you any magic.
I figured as much. I wasn't gonna ask.
Understandable. I guess the last question I gotta ask is, I can't even begin to fathom what it's like to lose your children in the night. But perhaps you could give us some guidance on finding common ground.
Well, what you told me is pretty convincing. But once you find her again, be prepared to... She kind of bites her lip. Just please don't hurt my sister. She's just grieving. Do whatever you can to incapacitate her. Do whatever you can to make her listen, but... Please. Not only did she lose her children, I lost my nieces and nephew.
We're gonna try our damnedest.
She goes and she kind of like... She like tilts her head back a little bit, like looking up at like the corner, and then she like blinks a couple times, like... She's just like, that's a nice corner. But she goes and she smiles. And she goes and she says, hold on. And she starts going through a couple things, opens a couple drawers, looks through some stuff. And she pulls out a white candle and a small black orb. She walks over to Thatcher and she hands him the two. Here. The orb you can use for divining or helping you cast spells and stuff like that. It's not magical in and of itself, but the witch kind, I should say, like stuff like this. And the candle is just for any rituals you might want to perform. She smiles.
Thank you for, well, I'm assuming being nice to me and all, and I understand that you're saying that we're woven from the same thread of some sort. I'm sorry, I'm still a little confused on everything, but uh, thank you.
Either one of my sisters will know a little bit better about probably where you came from. But that aside, good luck with everything, kid.
Thank you.
It's not often you see one of our kind anymore. Kind of persecuted and all that. I didn't even have a part in bringing the other world here, but still, if I'm found out, I'll be gone just like the rest of them. We're a dying breed, you know.
He keeps using words like we and us, and he just keeps like
Flinching.
yeah, a little bit like, oh no. Oh, and just so everybody knows, Thatcher doesn't know, but I'm putting it together and all that stuff.
Anyways. I looked into your coat. You got a lot of witchy stuff in there. I know
This
you're not
perks
one,
up.
but she goes and she kind of chuckles to herself. You know, some people would call me a witch just for being able to read. She says as she looks at her little stack of books.
Yeah, I think I have been incorrectly called a witch plenty of times in my day.
Now, here you go. And she hands you a book. It's got some old magics in here. Stuff that I already know. Basically my textbook growing up. Now, while you might not be able to use it, it can possibly give you some useful information when you deal with Big Sis.
Well, that is much appreciated. And Desdemona's got big wide eyes.
She hands you the book, but she doesn't let go. She says, but like I said, don't hurt my sister.
I do not intend to.
And she lets it go.
Desdemona holds it and gives a nod. I will do the very best I can to avoid harming your sister. Thank you for talking to us like this. She tucks the book away.
While you may have intruded in my house, threatened to hurt my husband, and scared off my sister, I find you quite a pleasant bunch.
Desdemona swallows loudly.
Gulp. Now, I'm gonna say this politely as I can. Get the fuck out of my house.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
He immediately corrects himself.
Yeah, you felt the hairs on your arm raise as she gave you this look. And it was so funny. And she goes and she's like, and she watches as all of you leave the attic, because this was not a question. Or
Yeah.
it was not a suggestion. And then she follows you down, closes the attic behind all of you, or closes the attic behind her, and she goes and she says, Ornell, honey, I think we need to order a new door lock. Something a little stronger. And he just nods and he goes, of course, honey. With his eyes half lidded,
Well, I suppose this is where we make our leave. Have a wonderful night. And Desdemona heads towards the door.
She gives you a small wave.
Oh. He kind of like snaps and is like, sorry, there's one thing that I wanted to ask about before we go.
Oh?
Do you
Hold on.
know... What's up?
No, I'm sorry. Somebody's knocking on my door. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Do you know anything about Zeke's predicament? A lot of people dismiss him, but he seemed genuine in his fears, I suppose.
Oh, Zeke. Well, about that. She just kind of like, you see, his wife, and she was a catty one. It didn't take too kindly when I came into town. Called me quite a few names. She started poking her nose around where it didn't belong. She almost found out. I told my sisters, and they handled it. The boy had nothing to do with it, but he followed in his mom's footsteps. Tried to figure out what exactly happened to her. Now, it was, unfortunately, kill or be killed at that point. I hope you understand. Feel bad for Zeke, and I give him money whenever I can as a kind gesture. But, nothing I can do to repair that man's mind.
I see. Alright. Well, thank you.
She kind of, like, she makes a face a little bit, like, as you turn, like, ugh. She was not expecting to be asked that, but she also didn't want to lie to you, if that makes sense.
Fair.
So, you all are allowed to leave. Ornell closes the door behind you, and you hear the door relock. Flit flies down from the roof, and he goes, "Hi, guys. Everything good?"
About as good as it could be, little guy.
Well, you're alive.
That is true.
Congratulations. Live to see another day. That scream was
Indeed.
quite terrifying.
That it was. Let us, looking from Flip to everybody else, make our way back to the inn.
I put it on this one because I like this sound. This is a good ambiance. And Flit goes and he's like, "Yeah, I kinda got a little tired just sitting up there." And he flies, but he dips down a couple times before he slows down enough to be pushed into whoever's walking in front's chest. To which he's like, "I'm gonna stop flying now." So whoever is in front has to carry Flit.
I imagine he ends up like in the top, like the part, because Desdemona's hat, it's like a cowboy hat, so it's got like the kind of depressed part on the top of the hat. I imagine he ends up curled up in there.
Yum, yum, yum. Sleepy fairy boy noises.
Oh. So. I imagine. Do you think there's any conversation on the way back to the tavern, or are we keeping all that under lock and key until we are sure we're in private?
I think we keep it down until we're until we're in private.
That
That
sounds
makes
right,
sense.
yeah.
Then, once we do arrive in the tavern, Desdemona takes a seat and looks to everybody else. Feel like that all went relatively well. I was feeling pretty good about it right up until that last bit there at the end. Conflicted, but otherwise, I think we could call that a success. Everybody there?
Sorry, what was that?
I was just, I, I wasn't sure if everybody was like alive. There was just a lot of silence.
No
I've
worries.
been trying so hard to be a part of this conversation, but I'm blanking and cannot think of a single thing to say.
That is okay.
But we're back at the tavern now. My bad.
Yes.
Okay. Let me think about what to say.
Well, I think we probably go into one of our rooms at least.
You guys
Yeah,
all share
that's
the
what I had
room.
imagined.
Well, it would seem that we have a pretty difficult road ahead of us.
Yeah. Nah. Here, I was thinking we might have been able to figure this out tonight.
A lot of life's problems aren't that easy, unfortunately.
That I have generally come to learn.
Thatcher has no idea how to feel or think. First, he was gun ho about going west, like as soon as possible, but now he's starting to think about what she was saying and everything, and him finding out about himself. I think he's gonna stay a little bit more on the quiet side, but he will pipe up and say, "Well, one thing's for sure, we're heading west." As he kind of like runs his fingers through his hair and kind of like scratching and trying to think about what to think.
Heading
Should,
west.
shouldn't we take Flit home first?
Oh,
True.
Do we even
yeah.
have time for that?
Flit's like, nope, no time. I don't think we have any time. Your mission's real important. What's that again?
That's fair. There is a lovely lady that we can leave you with.
What? He says, like, disappointed. I thought I was part of the team.
Davdak has a knowing grin on his face.
Wait, is it? Who? Is it the barkeep? I don't want to work at a bar. I mean, I'd be real good at it.
It was
But-
mostly a joke.
Oh,
But I suppose there are a lot of destinations out west, are there not?
yeah. I don't know. I came from the north.
Fair. Unfortunately, you don't know where the other sister went, correct?
Mm-mm.
We just know
Mal
west.
does not know.
We didn't even know where this sister had gone. We just got lucky.
Yeah, I hate you guys. I was like, oh yeah, it's okay, cool. Here's where they are. I have all of this planned out, and where are they gonna go? Are they gonna go to the nearest town? Where do they go? Oh, they. Okay.
We just hedged our bets and went for the middle. Got it.
Got it in one. First try.
Oh,
Let's do it again.
That's
And go
also-
to a place where we'll be very underleveled for the combat. Let's go.
Also, unfortunate news about Zeke, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Desdemona was, as that revelation was being had, she had a look on her face. Not a positive one.
Yeah, that was a lot grimmer than Davdak was hoping for. Kinda soured the meeting with her. Just a wee bit.
Like, I was
But-
really hoping that it was gonna end up being like a the sheriff that didn't find anything was corrupt, and that was what happened. But yeah, it's going well until the end.
That's the world you're in, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Now, really quick, we are going on 2 hours. Would anyone like to take a bathroom break?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, get out.
All right.
Well,
I'm gonna grab some food. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right then. I'll be right back.
Depends on the food you get, I guess. Could be warm.
Ah, blah, 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 blah. Is everybody actually like back in call?
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
back.
I just wanted to get back on stream. Anywho's what's it's? Is Doctor back or is he getting food? His mom made spaghetti.
That's a funny coincidence.
Are you eating spaghetti?
I also made spaghetti today, yes.
But is it mom's spaghetti?
Mom spaghetti.
I don't know. It's probably not on your shirt already.
I got spaghetti on my shoe, and there's still a stain on my shoe.
That feels like the weirdest way to get a shoe stain. Like, of all the things that you'd imagine getting on your foot, spaghetti is like, if I asked somebody like, hey, what's that stain on your shoe? And I said spaghetti, I would be baffled.
Listen, I'm talented, alright?
Whose bowls of spaghetti were you kicking?
Mine.
That's spaghetti abuse. Now, in spider news, I have no idea where he went.
Spoder. He's off to go do spider things.
Yes. Like, eat the stupid ants that keep on trying to get into our house.
You should have just put him there.
Well, like, I'm not squeamish about spiders, like, being around, but something in my brain just doesn't like touching spiders. Like, I'm fine,
Aw.
like,
You
for the
don't
most
just
part.
scoop him up.
Like,
Big.
I'm totally fine. For some reason, jumping spiders completely are, like, 100% that's just a puppy in my brain. But any other spider, there's still, like, some kind of, like, ancient monkey brain instinct that says don't touch spiders.
I will barehand pick up only spiders that I know. So I'm like, oh, look at that big boy. That little daddy long legs. Come here, boy. It's like toddler grab them. And then like jumping spiders, I'm like, will you give my fingered little pats, buddy? And then I like scoop them up and then I move them. But then like, I don't know. I don't get many other spiders around that I'm like okay with. Other than that, I'll slap on a glove and be like, come on, buddy! If I see a black widow, though, it's kill on sight.
That's fair.
Reasonable.
I don't know if we get black widows around here.
They're black, glossy, and have an hourglass on their butt.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to identify them, but I've never seen one around here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't exist around here. I've also never seen a timber rattlesnake, but apparently they also exist in Wisconsin, so.
I've seen a rattlesnake in person. I fucking left. I was like, bitch, I'm out. I was like, oh, look at that little snake. He's so cute. And then he like kept slithering, and then I saw his rattle, and I was like, no. And I left.
I'm imagining you like looking over your shoulder and running away as you're laughing, like, I'm leaving.
Kind of. I hopped on
I'm
my
back.
bike and fucking skadoodled.
Welcome
Rattled you a bit.
Yeah, I did. Fuck you, Kevin.
So sorry about that.
You're fine.
Were you kicking spaghetti?
Yeah, I was gonna bring it upstairs to eat in my room, but then my dad, I don't know, he was being weird about it.
Oh.
What can
Okay,
you do?
No spaghetti in the room.
I guess.
Ugh. I was a gross child. I thought it was a good idea to shove my hand in a bowl of spaghetti and then put a big handprint on the wall.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say you ate it from your hands. I was like, nothing like eating spaghetti from your hands.
No. I just put a big old tomato sauce handprint on the wall.
Huh.
Yep.
I don't think I ever played with my food as a kid. I always knew that food goes in mouth.
I didn't play with my food ever. I don't know what possessed me, but I was like, handprint.
Mm.
Handprint on wall.
Caveman brain. I do art. Spaghetti art.
I feel like that.
Give my brain do spaghetti.
Do
Spaghetti art on wall.
I realized at my later age that some of my eating habits as a kid was weird, like eating Ritz crackers sideways.
What?
Trying to use my incisor to bite off the top layer of a Ritz and then finish it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was like, there were so many images that flashed through my mind.
I had no images flash through my mind because I have aphantasia, but I thought you meant sideways as in like not like mouth shaped, but like rotated to be like long ways where you big mouth.
Yeah. So not like so that the face of the cracker is facing you, but so that it's just like the narrow part is like perpendicular with your face.
No, I was thinking like rotated to be like where the widest part of the cracker is like what you're eating. Just completely. Like not like mouth ways, but like fuck. Not like mouth ways, but like in the same direction as your nose where it's just like pointing up and down.
That is why I corrected myself.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, wow, what a barbarian. And then you said that and I was like, alright, that makes more sense.
There was also one flash of an image in my mind of just a child like just floating in midair, like horizontal, like if you just took somebody standing straight up and just like rotated them 90 degrees to the side, but like still facing forward, just eating Ritz like that. I had like a half-second flash of that in my brain.
Interesting.
I don't think that was a likely option though.
I used to eat the chicken nugget breading and then the chicken nugget.
That's blasphemous.
The breading is yummy. Yummy bread.
But do we have everybody?
I think so. Hazel, you back?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you all are in the tavern. Continue to speak about the craziness that just transpired.
So we had talked about our plan a little bit. But do we know other towns around here that we could head west to go? What direction did we come from?
North.
So we came from north and we went south, or we went north?
You went south.
Okay. Did we have any towns that were to the southwest?
Oh, Mel had the map.
But I have some notes.
Hold on, I'm pulling up Mappy, not Mappy, town names, because y'all only cared about what was along the railroad.
Yeah, I have Glumhill closer to the north, forestry area, Springbury south, mining town, Fairmouth north, trade hub, Elmsboro west across the train tracks, logging town, Oxen large farming hunting slash hunting slash trade town, north of Glumhill. So according to that, we went north, but that could just be me.
I fucked it up.
My notes could be wrong.
Nah, I think I fucked it up a while back,
Okay.
but I fixed it because I drew out the map because my brain no worky.
Okay, so then we did head north to get
No.
here?
You headed south.
Okay. I will correct that then.
Yeah. Well. There is Haverton. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on. Break Creek, which is break, like I broke it. Haverton, Break Creek, Rocking Hill, Wearley. Those are all towns to the west. I'm gonna have to draw a map. And Barnwall.
I'm sorry. Could you give us that one more time? I got Haverton, Break Creek, and Barnwall, but my brain spaced on the other ones.
Hold on. I'm copying them.
Okay. Yeah, I had a notes section. Towns she may have gone to, and then it was my list of towns. So now I have below that towns she may have gone to. 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No!
Good. We all good?
Yes.
Yep, yep.
Hold on, there's one more. I have to find it. I forgot Bolay.
Worry.
Ow, my hip. But you guys are gonna need a different map for that because those are ones that you know of, but you don't know exactly where because I have not drove map no existy.
Fair.
And you guys only had one of the Pure Creek and surrounding area.
So, do we have any information on any of those towns?
Where did you guys come from?
Fair Creek?
Pure Creek.
Pure Creek.
No. Like, where'd you come
Oh.
from? Where did you go?
Like, in character
In
character backstory.
Yeah.
Desdemona's kind of just been everywhere. Like, she hasn't been everywhere, obviously, but her whole thing is that she's been wandering for a while.
You've
A number
probably
of
been
years.
to one of those towns before.
Okay.
Most of them are, like... Actually, you've probably been to Bolay. It's on one of the biggest rivers in the south. It's, kind of like, my name is spacing. Louisiana, big place.
What's it called?
Where they have
The big party.
the big party. Help!
New Orleans.
Yeah, it's basically New Orleans. Oh, by the way, unfortunately, Vale wasn't here for this, but this town was based off of post-Civil War Atlanta.
Oh,
Like the town we're in?
Yes.
Cool.
I actually looked up all of this not all of the statistics, but I looked up as much as I could about Atlanta around that era.
Also, so for Boulet, I have on a large river, kind of like New Orleans, big party town.
Question mark, question mark, question mark? Yeah.
Okay, that works.
So, here, there's a tavern, inn, a post office. They have good trout. There's a hotel, actually. If you wanted to go to a hotel, they have a hotel. There's a brewery. On the outside of town, one of those buildings is selling, not on the outside of town, but like in town. The place is on the outside of town, though. Like, they sell it in town, but you have to go to the outside of town. They sell hot air balloon rides. And there's a total of 3 railroad tracks that go through here. So, there's the 2 that go up and down, and then there's a third one that goes, it goes the same as the other 2, but it like branches off to go a different direction, so it doesn't go the same way. It's pretty interesting. Anyways, that's all the stuff I wrote down about Atlanta. And that the population is 1,800. Yeah.
Cool.
it's a lot of population.
For a fucking post-Civil War place, like barely post-Civil War, yeah.
So, so we know of those towns that are to the west that could be where she had gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we know which one would be closest?
That one would definitely be Elmsboro. It's across the logging place.
Well, I don't know how much we should plan right now without everybody here.
True.
Yep. If you want,
So what are we doing?
we can, oh shit, someone claimed a posture check. We can unshrimp yourselves. We can pause it here. We can do some other stuff. I can switch modes to playing games if anyone wants to play a game. Or we could continue. If you guys want to plan with everyone else here and get a little bit more information, like a map, it'll have to wait. So
I think planning with a little bit more information with the map is probably the way to go, as well as have everybody.
Yeah.
Also allows us to not like leave the town and maybe Mal wanted to do something before we left or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And it keeps the whatchamacallits, the thingy that you have to rewatch. It keeps that short. The VOD short.
Yes.
Less information to consume. We can either, one, type up a summary for Mel, but if Mel wants to just watch it, more than welcome to. That's what I like about streaming it.
That is nice, yeah. Alright, well. I suppose that means this is game?
Sounds good.
I had fun.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I wish that everybody was here so we could have gone just maybe just a little bit further. I had more questions, but I think we did good.
I would just write them down in your notes if you haven't already, so that you can ask them next time.
He doesn't
Oh, I
keep
already.
Oh.
What?
notes.
What do you mean I don't keep notes? Of course I keep notes. I sucked at it last time. But yeah, I already know a bunch of questions that I'm gonna ask when we find our dead baby curse giver.
Yes.
Oh, how did you guys... Hold on, actually, let me switch to post. Okay, we're here at postgame. How did you guys like the whole deflection of big possible boss fight? I didn't ask last time, but the whole...
I mean, I think...
Poof.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense. It still, like... What we ended up doing still felt, like, impactful and satisfying, I think. So, I think it, like... It was a good bait and switch, I would say.
It's also good to have like those situations where maybe it starts off like a little hostile, but players' actions can kind of facilitate
Oh yeah.
more of a conversation than anything.
Also, because she is the maiden and the youngest, she is the weakest of the three. Which is why it would have been better for you guys if you did fight to fight her and Orwell rather than fight her, Orwell, and Mariah.
That makes sense.
Crone.
She still would have been tough, but not strongest of a coven of a coven? Question mark of three witches.
Yeah. Also, eventually when you guys get to it, I cannot wait for you to meet the the middle of the coven, the mother. What's her... I know her witch name by heart, but I forget her... Mara, I believe her name is. Question mark.
I think I may have written that down. I think I didn't because I was not actually involved in the gathering of that knowledge.
Ah, I think out of all three, oh, Kiv says, hope everyone's well. Out of all three of the coven, I think the mother is my favorite, so that's something I'm excited for. The
Yeah, it'll be
maiden
fun.
is really cool. I like that she's like a little green witch, and she's like, I like plants. She's a little fucking nerd. See, so cute.
Well, it's a strong word. We did lose half the party in that fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm dead.
If only we had two more players. I'm kidding. But yeah. Yeah, that was fun. Oh, let's get to experience.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
baby. Oh, great. Can you send me Thatcher again? For some reason, it didn't save on my PC.
On your PC or your laptop?
On my PC, I'm playing from my PC.
Oh. It's because it's on your laptop.
I know, but I thought we sent it to my PC too.
No, we only sent it to your laptop.
PC 2.
No laptop.
Successor to PC 1.
Oh, that's wealth. Hold on. I was like, money. Get money, not
Money.
experience.
Money.
Money.
It's like, congratulations. Money falls from the air in front of you.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of how you want things to go in real life. It's like, you've done all these things, now you get experience. Actually, instead, we're just going to pay you. That's the
Yeah,
opposite of being
baby.
told you're going to be paid in experience.
We have 4 players. Okay, so that looks like I'm gonna give you 100 experience.
100.
100 per person. In total, that's 400 experience y'all gained from that experience. But divided up, you get 100. Well, Vale gets money too. Not money. I mean, the experience. I'm like,
Experience.
it's because I don't blame Vale for being absent in these circumstances. So the 100 for everyone.
But
There were like no rolls, but which one of you guys had a powerful moment?
I think Davdak did because of there was a line that was dropped. The justice is a straight line, but revenge is a circle. I don't know if that's from something or if that's something you just dropped on the spot, but it was fucking cool.
I can't take full credit for that. That was definitely Vale's writing.
Okay. But I think the line delivery still maybe give it to both for the
I was gonna
sake
say.
of like it was coming from one, but it was delivered by another, so
Split it in half, but give them double, so they both get 100% each.
Okay, who? Good idea. Who asked a good question?
um. Hmm. I think that'd be between Desdemona and Davdak. I feel like they both were asking good questions, but like the number one question, I don't know.
I responded a few times, but I don't think I ever asked an actual question other than asking to go up to the um thing, the attic.
Which should net us some pretty good information, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll give good idea to you.
Okay.
Can we give bestest boy to Flit?
I don't know. Thatcher was really playing it up this session.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna
your.
say.
That's your. I'm sorry. Just dropping bombs on him.
I know. Poor boy.
Thatcher being an awkward bean as he was getting
Thatcher
preyed
Pity
on
Award.
by the witch.
What was that one, Gray?
Thatcher Pity Award.
I was gonna say Thatcher gift for being yeah, because it felt like a gift to get us all, or for us all to be able to see him getting like, not like I said before, preyed upon by the witch. I think it was good.
He had like a bunch of stuff going on. He found out everybody that he knows and loves is gonna die. Uh, he's probably gonna die. There's no quelling this anger, and he's a witch or has magic of a witch.
You're welcome.
Ha! I got pity word, but it didn't say how much XP, so I'm just gonna assume it's 1,000. I leveled up.
It's 10. All
I
nominations
was
are
in.
10. Any player nominations.
Mm.
This means you think of something you liked and you want someone to get XP for.
Uh,
I feel like everybody did pretty much what they usually do.
yeah, not in a bad way, but
No, not at all.
I do appreciate different people taking the weight of the conversation, though. Definitely been in situations where it feels like I'm the only one pushing it forward. So I appreciate y'all for that.
Of course. I know sometimes I feel like Gray wants me to ask a question or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I'll bite. I'll ask or I'll engage in this little thing and let's see where it goes.
I do that for everyone. I leave little bait for a lot of people. I think the
Yeah.
only two I don't leave bait for is like Dab Dak and Mal, because I know that they're chomping at the bit already. So for people that I notice that like need a little bit more help, I'll be like nudge nudge, give you little role play moments and stuff like that, just to get you more comfortable.
Yes. Oh my god, I didn't see. You actually put Best's boy for Flit.
Yeah.
I love it.
one step closer to giving him one level.
Holy crap.
Coincidentally, that was all he needed was for one level.
What's he gonna level up into? My guess is barbarian.
Yeah. And then he's actually going to be a wizard, so that at level, what is it, 10 or 11, he can become a lich.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
you can do
What did
that
you
at level 10 or
what you
11?
I forget.
what
Am I right, Devin? You can like become a lich in Pathfinder?
Yeah, let me double check the level though.
what you doing there, Gray? What do you mean he's gonna be a lich?
Gonna be a
Well,
fairy lich.
you're gonna need a story to follow after you solve your curse.
Level 12.
Oh,
Oh
Uh,
shit, I was close.
am I able to dip?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go get some sleep.
Alright,
good night.
Good nighty night.
bye.
But it's insane that you can just become a lich at level 12. That feels like, in my head, I've always imagined that to be like a level 20 thing.
Nope.
You gain more levels in lich, if that makes sense. Like the archetype lich.
Oh. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Well, yeah.
Is it liches that get like what are they called? Phylacteries and all that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's sick. So could you like theoretically do that in Pathfinder if you are Lich Man?
Yep.
Oh, that's sick.
And all the pluses and minuses that might happen.
Oh no.
Gotta keep that phylactery full, you know.
True.
Gotta keep the souls running.
Gotta keep
Yeah,
them soul juices flowing.
Indeed.
I was gonna say, so how would that mesh with the rest of the party? Like,
Flit's
on the
just
party.
off there murdering people and like
Yeah.
eating their souls.
They
What
take,
you
they
gonna
take a dark
do?
path. Their phylactery says, fuck them kids.
no,
Starts-
no. Those people's souls that I'm stealing, they're bad people. They deserve to have their souls taken.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into how like, because multi-classing isn't like actually multi-classing in Pathfinder 2e. It's like you take like feats that give you class abilities from other classes, but I don't know quite how that works, and I'm curious about it because like I feel like Desdemona's getting jealous of not being able to cast magic. I feel like that's something she might want to like have in her brain that she wants to learn, and now she has a book that she might be able to learn it from. So
That will give you his magic.
just like all of
The
it.
boy don't want it.
Boy does not want it.
Yeah, Thatcher, just give me your blood.
Oh, I kind of need that inside my body.
But like that's where the magic comes from, right? Just give
That's
me your
an
blood.
answer. That's an answer that Gray's gonna have to answer in some point in the future.
Fair enough.
Yahoo!
Oh, well, I think I'm probably gonna pop out as well because
Yeah.
I'm sleepy. I've been up longer than I usually am, so I'm
Same
gonna
Fair.
peace
that.
out.
Oh, we're playing this Wednesday, right?
I think so. I
Or
I don't know. I think we were gonna do a double feature chosen, but if everyone's down for the long way, I don't think Devin's gonna be able to do the long way on the 20th, so we might just switch that to Wednesday if Devin's available.
Fair.
And then we'll just not double feature chosen. Cry. Cry cry.
okay.
Cry cry. But yeah.
All right, dudes. Well, I hope I see you in a couple days.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Yahoo!
Pieces, everybody. Good nighty night.
Good night.
Nighty night.
Good night. I'm gonna go ahead and end stream.
Fair.
Yeah.
And then
Uh,
if I start up stream again in like 20 minutes, that's because I decided to play games. Yahoo!
Also fair.